like this, though. I like the Thresh first pick because, you know, Jinx and Aphelios are both very good with Thresh anyway. But also, we've seen Karsa play a ton of Jarvan this split. Like, Karsa seems to just absolutely love Jarvan right now. So the Thresh kind of serves a multi-purpose as a first pick there. But we get to see the Graves locked in once more. Could go to Rich, could go to Karsa, as we saw Aki playing it earlier on in this series. And then the Tahm Kench locked in. This could be a Photic Senna. And if you think back to when Photic last played in the LPL before this team, that was 2020. That was the Senna meta. He's played Senna Tahm Kench since it came out.
Yeah, and now this is one of the great things about picking up the Thresh is that it means the Jarvan isn't going to get taken by the opposite side, but you can secure it yourselves, right? We know it's going to be a Senna on the third pick. No one's really going to pick Tahm in isolation, so very telegraphed here from V5. But Jarvan, if you jump onto the Tahm Kench and the Senna, yes, the Tahm can eat the Senna, but he's still going to be trapped in there, right? Has to be outside of the Cataclysm to find value there. And I think OMG pretty happy with the first three, very standard. V5, still a bit different. Definitely showing the shift up in patch 12-2. We'll see where they come with the rest of the bans. Creme gonna not be able to have access to his Akali. I like the Poppy ban. If it was gonna be a Graves top, the Poppy jungle is something that is amazing at shutting down the Jarvan.
So I've just had a quick little look at Photic's stats because I knew that the Senna was something I recognized Photic for, right? I just had a look. He's played 9 games total because obviously he got replaced by Jackie Love halfway through the split. He won 8 of those 9 games. He has a 90% win rate almost on Senna with an insane KDA of 4.11 as well. Like, this guy loves the Senna. This was the successful pick for him in the LPL back when he was on top esports, so I'm excited to see him revisiting an old classic. But look at this wombo combo that OMG are building for themselves. With an Orianna, Jarvan, and an Aphelios, like, you group up for a second V5, you're gonna die.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you look at V5, they have long range, right? In the late game, Senna range will scale endlessly. They have the Corki as well for the long range poke. Even the Graves can facilitate long range scenarios with his ultimate. But OMG's team fight is very strong. They have engage tools with the Jarvan. They have follow up. But like in the top lane, you can round it out with more engage and Cannon. I mean, if you think about the wombo combo available there, it's going to be very hard for V5 to survive unless they can sort of position themselves in a way where they can sort of force the enemy to keep away from them. I think regardless of what they end up rounding out the comp with, something that can help them keep the enemy team at bay would be good. And actually, the Gragas is not only a good pick, it's actually a decent denial. This ended up being like a Graves jungle. The Gragas would have been a great disengage pick and also a strong frontliner. I feel like regardless of where the Graves end up going, V5 needs something on the front line.
Yeah, the Hecarim certainly would answer that. So it's going to be Hecarim jungle coming out from Karsa here. And it will be Rich taking the Graves up towards the top side. I feel like the Graves top was the more likely of the options anyway.
Yeah.
And it does mean that there is that engage tool that you're talking about from the side of V5. They do have a way of starting a fight. But they definitely, to be honest, they don't really want to be fighting that much. They want to be keeping it arm's length, right? They want to let the fight tease the idea of the fight without ever really actually doing the fight.
Yeah, they've got good poke, but the problem is poke tends to have an issue sometimes with the engage, and OMG have quite a bit of it. I feel like it's a little bit difficult because, you know, if you're diving into a Aphelios with a Thresh for peel, right, with an Orianna as well, that can very quickly add up to a dangerous situation. Really, V5 are very comfortable going, like, sort of just peeling backwards and kiting, but they also have the engage tools to punish anyone from the side of OMG. I feel like OMG are going to be quite reliant on this Corki and the Senna being strong, and we saw in the series earlier today, the Aphelios gets ahead from the Senna, she just ends up being a bit useless.
Yeah, it certainly does. I'm hoping we see a bit of a better performance from the Senna than what we saw earlier, right? Like, as you're saying, with the game that we saw earlier, it really didn't exist. There was the one good ulti that managed to protect you, but other than that, it felt barely visible. This time around, though, against the Aphelios, theoretically, can outrange. Theoretically, in the later stages of the game, you can do a lot of damage, so we'll have to see if it's going to work out. But the bottom lane, I feel like this is going to be a much more passive lane than what we've seen for the rest of the series. So far in the series, it's been just 2v2 after 2v2 down at the bottom side of the map. But with 2 scaling AD carry picks, I think we're going to see more action up towards the top side this time around.
Maybe, but I feel like top lanes are very like Graves will push in and Gragas will just neutralize. And the thing is, so something that's kind of come from the old Tahm and Thresh matchup was like Thresh isn't allowed to have fun, right? Because you just eat out of every death sentence. Because Tahm now has his eat at level 6, that's not really the case, right? Thresh can definitely set up plays, and then there's just often not an option. If a death sentence lands onto either ppgod or Photic, that can easily set off a fight being started. But also on the other side, Tahm Kench now poses more of a threat, right? If you land a root from Photic, it's very easy for ppgod just to press W, pretty much a guaranteed hit. So I feel like we could see some action down there. Maybe not as much as the other games because they were extreme, but there's definitely potential. And my concern for the side of V5 is this should be a matchup where Creme has the priority over Rookie, right? And Karsa is playing the Hecarim where really you just want to kind of be able to farm up and be powerful in that regard.
Rich with a really late ward onto that blue buff. Nicely done there. Be able to get information for Karsa as Aki starts off on that red buff. Does have a full leash, so Karsa has infinite information at this point on what Aki's going to be doing in this game. Or does he? Because the flag and drag into the dragon pit. And now a sweeper as he moves into the jungle here. He's going to know that Karsa started on the bot side, and he'll be able to take away the Gromp, just predicting the fact that this is a Hecarim, and that he won't want to start the Gromp himself. Really creative from Aki.
Yeah, I mean, there's one or two things, right? Obviously, they know he's starting that side. They have the ward, but Gromp just not a favorable camp for the Hecarim. You usually want to do it with the blue at the same time. Like, if you start on the top side, then you actually leash them both and then hit them. But you will know the Wolves is gone. The critical thing is that Hecarim's vulnerable to invades, right? You don't have a flash, so the flag and drag very likely to connect, and he's now looking potential play onto Rookie in the mid lane.
Rookie flashes immediately. Big respect coming out from Rookie in the mid lane. Not willing to toy with the idea. And also, crucially, flashing before the play, while it looks silly sometimes, ultimately it means Rookie still has health, so he can still continue to trade. He doesn't just lose lane off of this gank.
Well, I think two aspects to it as well. One, he didn't level Valkyrie level 2 because he wanted the trading power, so he's only just going to have access to it now. But also, if you leave it late, then Jarvan can flash to follow your flash, right? You could still end up getting absolutely annihilated. So as much as that would be a trade of summoners, he goes for the quick flash, as you said, keeps himself healthy in the trades. We've seen a bit of action
on the bottom side as well. Photic trying to get as many souls out of this engage as he can. And remember, a lot of value in going for these aggressive trades as Senna, because you have sustain in your lane. Tahm Kench has plenty of sustain of his own as well. We've got a 2v2 for a crab. I've not seen one of these in a while. The Shanji gets a knock-up onto Rich. Aki doesn't pull the trigger for the time being. Saves the flag and drag. Goes towards the crab instead as Karsa moves towards the bottom side.
It feels like Aki's main focus isn't so much just what's best for him. It's like, what is the most I can do to deny Karsa? Oh,
flash on the top side. Rich might just kill the Gragas, though. There's a flash from Aki to follow it up. Rich can't quite get in range of Shanji. And Aki now trying to chase him down. I'm not sure how long of the cooldown. 1 second until the flag and drag. Can Aki get onto Rich? There's the knockup. One more hit would do the job. And Aki finishes the kill. Oh, a hook in the bottom lane as well. Code. That was beautiful to see. Photic's in trouble, burning down with the Ignite. ppgod will be able to protect his AD carriers. Karsa waiting in the wings nervously as he's struggling to find anything in the game.
Yeah, ends up being a trade of summoners, right? Ignite for cleanse shows that things can still be precarious, right? The Tahm Kench isn't the automatic get out of jail free card that he used to be in this matchup. But due to Karsa being there, they can't really chase more. They can't really look to capitalize on this situation. But still, a lot of activity from Aki so far. It has resulted in falling behind in terms of farm. You can see him 10 CS down right now. And it looks like he's going to continue trying to find these ganks and make things happen on the map.
But I think that's what you got to do when you're playing with Jarvan, right? You got to be proactive. And Shanji happy with this one. Happy to just flash to start it all off.
It was really close though, right? He was so low in HP. Rich survives the initial amount of damage. And then he must have been close to having a dash again. You would think when he's autoing here, which goes to cooldown. But either way, Aki does manage to get the cooldowns back up and take him down. But still, like, very close. And that's the thing with ganks, right? They're risky. Karsa is just farming, generating a lead off the back of that. Whereas Aki's is more volatile. If the ganks go well, he can pull off. He can pull ahead massively.
He will be able to get some hits onto Aki here, try and punish the attempted dive. And as you're saying, not only is Karsa having to go for the farm, when he's able to. He's playing Hecarim. He farms so quickly, he will just ramp out of control. And as soon as he hits level 6, that playstyle changes, right? As soon as you have that onslaught of shadows, you can be so proactive in impacting your lanes.
Absolutely, and you will continue to be relevant late into the game, right? Jarvan has a lot of utility in terms of his Cataclysm, but his individual strength does fall off a fair bit. You know, you have that mid-game period where you can literally just 100 to 0 carries. It gets to the point where you are basically, the value you have is your Cataclysm. Now, we did see a picture in the picture, so ppgod able to burn Abel's flash, so definitely sets up a potential play in the future. But for now, we still have Karsa farming on the top side. Aki will take this opportunity to pick up Dragon. Does mean that he's just going to be even further behind in terms of farm.
Yep, that's first dragon of the game taken here by OMG, but a minute and a half until that herald comes up. Karsa already on the top side of the map. I don't think they can go for a dive or anything, but he'll at least be able to get a Grom. This is the second time we're seeing Karsa actually invading Aki, which, you know, we started off the game with Aki being the one to go for an invade. Shanji, mate, he doesn't know Karsa's here, I don't think, but he could find himself in big trouble if he's not cautious.
He's spotted, but I mean, it is a Gragas. That's the thing. Kind of hard for them to punish. Karsa's still trying to get that level 6. Like they're just going to reset here. Not sure if he'll leech enough XP off the back of that. By the way, hasn't been the most active early game, right? Especially compared to the rest of the series. We had absolute chaos coming through, and this has been a little bit more tempered so far. Especially the bot lane, there's been action, but there hasn't really been it resulting in anything as of yet. But we do have Herald spawning in 45. But he can recall and grab the package if he wants for that.
In my experience, these kinds of series often end with a slower game because you've played 2 games where the early game was, let's be honest, a bit of a coin flip, and each of you has taken one. So to go for a 3rd game and go for that same reckless aggression is you basically, I mean, as you worded it before, you're saying Jesus take the win, you know? You're just accepting that whoever happens to win the coin flip gets the series, whereas a slower game, a more calculated game, you have a little bit more control of your own outcome. Just go for that scaling. So I think opting to just make as few mistakes as possible as opposed to force as many mistakes from your opponent as possible.
And I think we've seen that in the draft as well, right? Both teams have a lot of scaling options. V5 have the range advantage. And I'd say that champions do individually outscale, but OMG's composition has that synergy in team fights that gives them a lot of confidence into those stages. But regardless, we are seeing OMG look towards the Herald. V5 could move down, but the critical thing is Rookie hasn't reset. He hasn't picked up the package yet, and he doesn't have TP, so he would be very late to this play. And as a result, I think OMG just get this one quite easily.
Yeah, Aki takes it, and, you know, Rich moved over, but it was a little too late, and you know, OMG are going to be happy with that one, just being able to take themselves a Herald for free at this point. And the question will be where they take that Herald, because they do have an Aphelios in the bottom lane, and almost always it's a good idea to get the Herald onto your Aphelios. Like, getting the extra gold onto this hyper carry almost always pays.
Yeah, and I think there's definitely merit in that. I am also a fan of when teams, they throw it down mid, get 2 plates, and then the second Herald allows them to secure the whole thing. Oh, nice dash from Rich to dodge out from the cap. I felt like maybe that was like indicating a setup, but Aki's kind of just chilling nearby. It wasn't like nothing necessarily was coming from that. Oh, no.
Doesn't even have any mana, doesn't have his flash available. He's been found out on the bottom side. Heal keeps him safe in a dark passage. Abel gets out with his life, but narrow. This is an opportunity now for V5 to get some pressure onto this bottom tower themselves. Won't be able to get too much done with the Senna Tahm Kench, but maybe a plate or 2, or if not, just a favorable reset.
I think they probably could have committed more there on the side of V5 to secure that kill, right? ppgod had flash. I think he could have gotten, like, ensured he got stacks to be able to ult him, and that certainly would have resulted in his death. I'm not saying that's the right call. I respect the fact that they don't overcommit to get punished, but we'll get a replay of this one. So yeah, I feel like maybe ppgod could pop the W here to get that knockup, but also, like, doesn't hit a tongue lash. Could definitely have flash to land more autos there when you know Abel didn't have his flash available. Either way, Abel gets away. V5 don't have commit, still have those resources available. And now it's Dragon in about a minute 15. There's still the Herald in pocket for OMG. If they want to, they can slam that down mid and use it to apply pressure towards the Dragon. We'll see how they want to pan things out.
Yeah, well, let's see. You have to assume that the W was on cooldown, right? Like, there's no way that he just doesn't press the ability. must have been on cooldown from trying to shove that previous wave while the enemy AD carry was out of the lane. It's the only
You'd think, and maybe that's why he didn't want to commit as much, because he knew he didn't have all those cooldowns, right? Whereas, like, if he had his W, it would have been like, okay, we're going in, we're committing. Regardless. Did we do see the Herald throwing that mid a little bit early? I'll be honest. Like, this is the play I like. I like the mid Herald, because mid tower is such a good objective to secure in terms of overall map pressure, right? You take down that mid tier 1, you push that wave deep, very easy to rotate the side lanes and apply pressure there. So I'm fond of it being mid, but it's still 25 seconds till that dragon spawns. I feel like they could have maybe left it a little bit later. Regardless, V5 looking to just contest control the river.
Yeah, 15 seconds until that comes up, and let's be honest, even without the Herald, they've still got massive priority in the mid lane. Creme able to just shove this one as Rookie goes for a reset. Will teleport back into the mid lane. But actually, got a reset from Shanji as well. He's waiting in the base, but he will teleport to the top side, so no top laner interference on the dragon. Cold uses that lantern just to check, and that's the package used. Nicely done by Aki. Makes a play towards the mid lane, forces that cooldown out from Rookie. In the meantime, though, the rest of V5 have already started this Drake off. Cold moving in from the bottom side, and V5 muscled out of the play. OMG doing so well on the neutral objective so far this game.
It feels like a really weird one where it's like, oh, okay, Shanji's TP top. You know, we have Thresh there as well. I guess they're not fighting, they backed away.
Shockwave onto Photic, 1 HP, gobbled up by Tahm Kench, and in comes Karsa to try and save the play, but he's ignited. And it's a flash away from Bolt to keep himself alive. ppgod is damn tanky on this front line, and Rookie's got rockets to try and finish it off. In goes Aki to finish the carries, though, and OMG looking good. 2 for 1 so far, as Creme is on the front line, but Rookie is just hammering away. Photic's still going strong, too. It's a 2 for 1, all things considered, but it's OMG to get the Drake.
Yeah, very messy, and OMG end up trading up in kills and get the Drake, so they're pretty happy with that situation, I think. V5 kind of mismanaged that, right? Had a situation where they had the package available, Rookie oversteps and ends up burning it. It means they lose a lot of power in this team fight. The shockwave from Photic, but watch this shield, by the way. The Tahm Kench in combination with the Senna ult is a little bit ridiculous, but they don't get any value out of it, right? The shield fades off, and then they look to re-engage after that. Rookie gets knocked up and critically is out of ammo. So even though he makes some fancy moves here, right, they take down Aki. He doesn't have any ammo to keep following him up in this situation. Uses his last rocket on Creme, and that is about it. Now, what I do want to talk about is in top lane, Rich has built a hull breaker. Seen this a little bit. It does make it very hard for Shanji to hold up against the Graves when he's trying to stop his split push.
I will say as well that we saw Aki go for the dive on the backline, right, and do some serious work finishing off a carry. In the meantime, we saw ppgod diving onto Abel and basically tickled him slightly and failed to get the kill as the rest of the team just jumped on to protect Abel. Felt like we saw the same play, but one of those characters had actual damage to it. The other one, not so much.
ppgod's like, I've been farming, I'm the carry, right? I'm ready to go, and then no. Yeah,
hey, he's the king of the river. King of the river. But unfortunately not today. Guardian comes out.
And they were fighting in the river. Oh my god. Right itself.
I mean, it does. The Riot wrote the King story. It's an actual story. Attempting the bottom side. It's not going to happen. 3 to 1. This is feeling similar to the first game that we cast today. The first game of the second series. Much slower pace of game, much more about neutral objectives. Another ult from Shanji, not quite going to work out. Rich doing a really good job to position.
And you know what we had in common in that first game? It was also a Senna Tahm game, so I think that might be part of the reason, right? You have an infinitely scaling champion and a champion there just to deny fun from the enemy team. Works well, slow things down.
Yeah, it certainly does, unfortunately. But you know, if the players are happy to just farm it out, more power to them. They can do what they want. They're strong, independent players. Don't need no man. Shanji is falling massively behind at the stop side. He is 50 CS down almost. Good flash in the mid lane from Rookie. Feels like Rookie is under so much pressure. Creme is consistently winning this mid lane, I think it's fair to say. He's had a lot more help, a lot more interference from the team than Rookie has, but feels like Rookie is constantly on the back foot in the mid lane in this series. As OMG get themselves a Herald and now look for Rich as well. And this time, Shanji, he's got some help. This time, Rich can't just dash away from the ulti. And Shanji just starts recalling as his enemy laner is thwarted in the meantime. Creme there, trying to defend in the mid lane, but he doesn't have much mana to clear the wave with. I think one more Q will do the job.
But you can see OMG are looking to try and target this tower top. It is the first tower to E5, so Rich able to secure that one means OMG's Herald doesn't have as much value, but they still want to pick up this objective. I think you just back away here though, right? Keep you burn, this is fine. You still have the Herald available. And it's actually ppgod the one who's TPing in, so maybe less threat than they would have expected. But bear in mind, rookies and riches were unavailable. I think it's just a good move, right? You apply that pressure, being the summoner. Mid tower is very low, and I think once OMG starts cracking these structures, that's when they can look to play more aggressive. They have all that setup from Shanji, all that setup from Aki, and really allow them to start team fights off in their favor. And V5, you know, Rich is farming up a storm. Corki, we've seen Corki in the late game. It's disturbing, and Photic is obviously stacking those souls. So I think the slower this game goes, the more comfortable they will feel. And really, it's about putting out fires, right? OMG short mid. Okay, let's try and calm them down and keep moving it. Now, the fire isn't that dragon because it is an Infernal Drake.
Yes, it is. And we've got 2 Drakes already for the side of OMG. If they can get a 3rd Drake, I have to assume that was timing out. We've got a bit of trouble in the mid lane. That's ppgod down. That's the AD carry down as well. And that's V5 trying to reinforce on the play and might just fall for their trouble on this one. Aki with a great stopwatch. Big damage out from Rookie, but it's not enough because it's 3v5 right now. Rookie's got to get out of there. The slow just goes wide from Shanji, but he still has that explosive cast. And a huge misstep from Photic is going to mean that OMG have made it to Soul Point. This is not good for the side of V5.
Yeah, really criminal error there. Cost them the dragon more kills as well. The thing is, it's not an issue if a team gets 2 dragons, okay? As long as you're in position to fight them for the 3rd. V5 feel confident, right? They have package in tow. But when your bot lane makes a mistake like that, it is super costly. And now, 1.5 minutes till OMG can threaten that soul and Infernal Soul. Such a powerful tool to have. I think the thing is, because you're playing with the Tahm Kench, you just feel confident that you can be saved. The AoE CC abilities are so powerful at just, you know, making it uncomfortable because it took so long before ppgod could even eat the Senna, and by that point, the damage was done.
It feels like when you're playing the Senna in this combo, it's like when you're playing Yuumi and you think you're safe. You think you're flying on the shoulders of the species that you're a parasite for at the time. And then they die. And then you're screwed. Here we go. Aki looking for an engage onto ppgod. Photic is in a precarious spot, but the rest of V5 moving over. Great shockwave onto Photic, but he survives for the time being. The rest of the team there, Shanji can't quite finish the kill. Photic somehow living through all of that. And finally heals up. There's some honey fruit for him as well. With Aki down, Baron is not up just yet, but that would have been a very, very exciting Baron opportunity if this play had happened just a minute later.
It feels like Creme's shockwaves are just like seeking Photic. Every time he's just getting caught out, and it's doing so much base damage with the Loons and the... oh, wait, they might be looking for a dive.
ppgod goes in, as does Karsa, and down goes Creme already. Rookie happy to tank the tower for the rest of his squad as they get out to safety. Cole wants to go for a hook, but he might have overstepped on this one. Photic is just a CC magnet. Has to use his cleanse.
It's not really a positive accolade for an AD carry, but you're not wrong.
Yeah, bit rough, but he's fine. He keeps surviving despite all of this. But he's got a keen knack of being able to get caught out.
You know, you have to praise the other side for being able to connect them, but it really feels like with the Herald being thrown down top, kind of just a throwaway Herald, but whatever. Rich still causing massive issues in the side lane, right? He now has Shield Bow and Hullbreaker. He is basically just too tanky for Shanji to ever deal significant damage to. He will just out-heal any harass, and there's no way he kills him to 100-0. So it's a problem in the side lane. OMG, the solution is that Infernal Dragon in 2 minutes. They really need to play for that one.
We're going to get the charge up on the top side, and Creme will be able to finish this one off. Rookie is nearly finished Creme off himself. Flash available for Rookie if he wants to try and force something, but it won't happen for the time being, as Rich just consistently winning this 1v1 in the side lane, and it's not getting any better for Shanji either. He's gone for the AP build, but that does not make it easier for him against this Graves with the Hull Breaker and the Shield Bow. You're just never going to get the damage done. And it feels like Rich is just able to keep hammering away in the side lane for the entire game. Look at this range damage out from Rookie. What can you do as OMG?
That's Corki. That's Corki, honestly. I was a little bit disappointed with the AD carry Corki build we saw earlier in the series, but Poke Corki's, you know, I say disappointed, I hate Corki, so never mind. But Poke Corki's here, and he's doing a ridiculous amount of damage.
We're seeing any Corki builds.
But yeah, I mean, V5 are really putting the harass down, using their range advantage, but OMG are hunting. Big flanks coming in. Will they get there in time?
He wants to find an explosive cast. If he can get onto Photic, he's been the target every other time. Won't get it this time, though. Shanji now will be rooted, and the damage turned back around on him. Survived for the time being, though. Cold threatening the rest of V5. OMG playing on a knife's edge here. This feels tense. Gold incredibly even. Drake up in a minute. This is not a fight either team can afford to lose.
Absolutely not, and this setup here is critical. Rookie still needs to recall and pick up the package, so he's going for that now. So you can see OMG have been poked down a fair bit already.
Oh, look onto ppgod, but the Everfrost just goes wide there. That could have been huge, as in comes ppgod. Or out goes ppgod, sorry. We're doing the hokey pokey once again. But Drake up in 30 seconds. We've got to see some resets coming out from both teams. Pinks towards Baron from OMG, I think. Which seems controversial, but maybe that's the play. Trade the dragon for the Baron.
I mean, the critical thing is that if V5 get a dragon, it's whatever. But if OMG would be happy to take that trade, but I don't think you're getting it, right? They pull V5 over a little bit, but it's so hard to approach. Rookie now has that package available. It's such a huge threat. He's on a pretty powerful spike. And I think the dragon's just going to get started up by Rich. OMG may not even get close to the dragon in this situation.
Get nothing. They won't trade a Baron. They won't even contest the Drake. Realizing it's not something that they can guarantee a play on. They have time to work with, but Rookie makes a package play. Finally, we see a good package today. And down goes Abel. Rookie making it happen for V5. His ppgod saves Karsa and Shanji. That was so generous, giving ppgod away out of the fight.
The health bar's so low. That was a bold package play, but it worked, right? Cut right through the tower. And as a result, OMG lose not only the AD carry, but both of his summoner spells and that mid lane tier 1. So V5 really starting to find some momentum in this game. The Corki is going to reach unmanageable levels. The Graves already feels like he's there.
I'm just happy we finally got a good package. Look at this. I thought it was Karsa. I saw someone flanking from behind. I was like, it's got to be Karsa. No, it's Rookie. Flies across the whole team.
And where can you go? You see he tries to flash away. He's not close enough to the wall, but he can't flash backwards because of the package. And the fact that Karsa doesn't die here. Look at his health after the shield phase. Well, you don't get to see it, but it's minuscule amounts left available. Definitely came a little bit down the knife's edge, but now V5 trying to get control of the Baron area, and it is so hard to move in because of the poke threat, right? A big rocket from the Corki can be enough just to force you to have to reset.
And, you know, we've been talking about how Rookie hasn't been having the best of series today. You know, there's been the bigger conversation about Rookie overall. This game, he's looking great. He's not having any issues on the Corki. The package, absolutely immaculate on this one. You know, we saw the rough package earlier on, but I think that was timing out. And now play on towards Cold in the jungle as well. Cold's going to be feared as Karsa. She using the ulti, very short range on that one. Now OMG maybe actually have an opportunity to go for a re-engage. It's going to be a knockup coming out from Aki. Shanji goes in, whips absolutely everything. And now Rich wants to punish. Gets a little blast. End of the line. Knock up onto 2 from ppgod. This is the longest fight I've ever seen without a proper commitment. But it's V5 winning out on top because they've got Corki.
Yep, they land the poke, and the engage is a bit messy back and forth. V5 happy with the flash from Thresh, but OMG looked for more, and as you said, just end up kind of whiffing everything in that situation. V5 gonna move back and clear the vision, but it's already been started. They have a Graves on the Baron, takes 0 damage from it, and also could just deal a fair bit of consistent DPS. It's now up to the Tahm Kench and Rookie to poke them out before they get there. OMG trying to contest.
Creme Tries to get onto Rookie. Good chunk of damage. In they go. Shockwave is with the double flash out from the carries into the pit. And he's taking it. Aki on the moment. Takes the Baron. Denies V5 the play. They went for a 50-50 and they lose the coin flip. OMG, they lose their jungler, but they'll take this trade any day of the week.
Beautiful from Aki. It was just a little bit overzealous from V5, right? They couldn't stop the approach. They saw the Baron 3k. They're like, let's just commit and go for it. But they don't have the CC to stop Jarvan getting the pit, right? Tahm Kench, all his CC takes time to land. You don't have a Nautilus, you don't have a Thresh, you don't have a Leona that can just stop him from getting in. And you see this comes out. Shockwave doesn't connect, but like, ppgod was trying to block Aki initially, but there's nothing he can do to stop this. The fact he has the GA as well means pretty hard target to take down, but he'll secure it. And yes, he will die. But OMG very happy with the result. They now have Baron in hand. It's going to definitely help them out to get control of the Dragon area. And we are 1 minute and 17 seconds away from that Dragon Soul potentially for them.
We are indeed. And you know, if I'm OMG, with the way Aki has been smiting today, I'm excited about a potential 50-50 for Soul. Because it has been looking real good from the side of Aki. He just doesn't seem to be able to miss a smite today.
Yeah, I mean, and it came down to that crucial situation in that game one. Quite well be a crucial situation there, right? I feel like if they didn't get that Baron, it could just be V5 taking this game. So definitely has that clutch factor available to him. And now both teams looking to set up around that Baron. Really comes down to who finds the best opportunity for an engage. But right now, the goal is that mid priority.
We'll have to see who gets it, as it's 3 Drakes for OMG. 25 seconds until that next Drake comes up. Rookie has the package. Keep your eyes on the Corkis at the bottom of the screen right now. He wants to make the play onto OMG. Having control of River here on both sides of the mid lane. It feels like P5 are looking for a concave onto OMG. Rookie's looking for the engage, but he's just going to be knocked up. Aki denies Rookie entrance to the fight and forces him away, while the rest of the fight is won by OMG. It's a masterclass from OMG. Aki 1v1s Rookie, and the rest of the squad is wiped off the face of the earth by the team of OMG. That was beautiful.
Aki played that flawlessly. He just sat in that pocket of vision and he knew what Rookie was going to go for. He waited for him. He expected the same play he did before when he got that flawless package, and he just jumps on him. And the thing is, he bursts him out so heavily, Rookie is forced to Valkyrie away with the package, and without the Corki there, V5 not able to fight. And now, seeing the sport timers come in, we'll see if they can defend this one.
They want to try and end, but I don't think it's going to happen. The TP coming on through. They're trying to get onto the Nexus Towers. Rich behind the play. OMG, they might be overstaying for this one. Karsa trying to find an engage. Cold solo on HP on this one. Rich moving in. But the Everfrost, I think, has been enough to zone people away. ppgod gets a knock-up. Rookie's behind the play as well. The double flank comes in with the TPs. Double for Rookie. OMG, they had everything, and it's turned to dust in their hands. V5 wipe them off the face of the rift as Rich chases Aki out of the play. They'll get themselves a Drake. V5 stay in the game.
Complete backfire for OMG. They had the Infernal Soul in hand. All they had to do was go and take it, but they got greedy. They saw the end of the game. They saw the series win, and they overstepped. They are punished by the TPs. All 3 TPs being by V5 in that passage of play. And not only will they secure those exit kills, they also get the dragon. We will get a replay of that fight. And just watch Aki in the bottom right of your screen. This is a critical thing. He finds Rookie, gets the CC combo. Rookie tries to fight him. He doesn't want to have to package defensively, but there's no way to win that melee range 1v1. Even has to use the stopwatch to survive the burn. And ultimately, Rookie not being there in the fight means V5 are just missing so much power.
I just love that at the end of the play, Aki just drops the banner on him, just finishes him off in style. Absolute swag kill from Aki. Honestly, that is an MVP play from Aki, but if he wants MVP, he first has to win the game. The TP flanks coming out from V5 to punish this over-aggression from OMG. They bit off more than they could chew. They punished massively for it. Now we return to the game. It's 3 Drakes to 2. Baron coming up onto the map in just over a minute as well, and it feels like it's as tense as it's ever going to be. But are you going to be able to just keep Rookie out of another plate in the same way as that again? It doesn't seem likely.
Yeah, it feels like the problem is OMG are very reliant on how the fights play out, right? Stopping the package from Rookie, critical. Good engage is also critical. Whereas V5, they have a ton of poke, they scale extremely well. I think they're happy as this game goes on longer and longer. And the problem is a mistake like the one OMG made could be costly.
ppgod goes in, Everfrost from Shanji to just keep him there for the time being, but just going to be a disengage on both sides. I mean, it's Gragas and Tahm Kench taking damage, so both of them will just be healed to full again immediately. But that'll be a tier 2 taken by V5, who it feels have complete control of the map, at least for the time being. But OMG want to answer that fact as they push down the mid lane with their super minions.
And escort them in, but you're not going to be able to end off the back of this. They just want the priority. Baron, the next objective on the cards. They want to sweep through this jungle and get vision control. It's such a critical element. The play that came out from Aki before was down to the vision advantage that they had. And now OMG, potentially fishing for something here.
I would have loved to see OMG just try and start that on spawn. You've got red and white weapons for Aphelios. Just see if you can burn through before there's any contest from V5. If they turn up, you just back away, right? But not going to happen for the time being, as they're just desperately trying to fight for this wave in the mid lane. Oh, great cast coming out from Shanji, but ppgod saves the day. Photic once again finds a piece of CC for himself. And now V5 are going to be the ones in control of the river.
Yeah, but OMG, there's a lot of threat now without that Devourer available to Tahm Kench, right? They have multiple tools that warrant the usage of it. The cast being on cooldown still leaves the Shockwave, the Cataclysm available to threaten them. So now push up, they'll just fight for this vision, and both teams going back and forth in this situation. We see Reset coming in from Cold. He wants more wards. And it looks like Karsa's trying to fish for a flank here.
Yeah, we'll have to see OMG trying to make their way back into the river, but they've lost control at this point. V5 are the ones on the objective, but they don't necessarily have an angle to just start things off. Rookie does have the package. Could be a way for them to start a fight. Rich just going to start this Baron, and Aki moves in. There's no vision of Aki right now. Can he do it twice in one game? Can Aki make the steal happen once again? He's found a way onto Rookie. That's packaged used, and a hook onto ppgod as well. Forces the flash. Now Rich in the top side, going to be rooted. Shanji finds him with the cast, trying to get the CC to chain up, but it's not happening for now. But OMG, that's a good little skirmish for them. Not quite committing to a fight. Backing away on this one. I do apologize about the connection issues with the stream right now. I know there's a bit of lag going on. We're trying to fix it ASAP. But OMG, they don't mind about the connection issues that we've got going on, because they're onto this Baron. Health bars getting fairly low on this one. Rookie doing crazy damage with these rockets, and Photic there to follow up as well. Rich is behind the situation. OMG between a rock and a hard place, able to chase down, flashes away, trying to keep himself alive, but I don't think he has the life steal. V5 find 2, they'll turn it into 3, and in the meantime Rich is just buying time, and Creme and Shanji just can't kill him. He seems to be invincible as OMG just cannot find the fights, and when it comes down to the wire, it's V5 coming out on top.
It just feels like OMG, whenever there's a good play, they have to balance it out by making, honestly, a bit of a questionable one, and V5 are ready to punish. They are waiting for the opportunity to shut them down. Creme will buy a lot of time here, but there's no way you get out of this situation. Does mean that there's going to be no potential for V5 to end off the back of this, or even take the Baron. They will be able to pick up the Infernal. Then again, I mean, I say that 50 seconds, they probably can just grab the Baron off this as well.
Creme has actually just staggered his death timer more than anything there. That's actually a huge window now for V5 to take everything on the map. This is their 3rd Infernal Drake. Baron is available as well. There's no universe where OMG can contest this one. And I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens, Aux.
Find out next time on the LPL.
All right. Apologies about the issues, guys. Okay, we're back in the game. We're back in the game.
Welcome back to the LPL. Last episode, we got deep into the series between OMG and V5, and we now see them able to secure the Baron on the back of that pick on Creme.
Yeah, okay, we're back in. Baron taken by V5. They've got 3 Drakes back to back now at this point. 4 minutes until a guaranteed Infernal Soul on either side. But with Baron, you'd expect V5 to be in a position where they can start to take some of these inhibitor towers and start to push. Remember, they've got a Senna as well. I'm not sure how many souls Photic is on at this point. I can't remember the last time we checked in on Photic's souls here, but it's a lot. I promise you it's a lot at this point. There's a rapid fire cannon there as well, so the range is going to get a bit obscene for Photic. He should be able to stay incredibly safe in these fights. That said, it's Photic, so I might eat my words on that one. He has been a bit of a CC magnet. 141 souls is the answer. That's a lot of souls.
A lot. Yeah, that's up there. And that's the thing is you know, souls were nerfed from Senna quite a while ago, one of the things that pushed out the meta, so they aren't as valuable as they used to be, but 140 is still a hell of a lot. And we talked about the range advantage V5 has with the Corki, with the Senna in the late game. Will be problematic. We've had 3 dragons picked up by OMG, and then they didn't get a single one for the next 3. This game has gone on far longer than they would have liked. And V5 with the Baron in hand will apply that pressure. Remember, this is a Hullbreaker Graves, not the easiest person to go up against when they have a Baron buff.
You know, Karsa trying to start a fight here as Cold finds a hook for himself. Abel gets a hit in, but realistically, Hecarim not the target that anyone wants to be focusing on right here. They're only using preliminary CC to stop him doing anything more. V5 trying to pressure multiple lanes here. Rich doing a lot of work on the bottom side of the map. And remember, Shanji
that cannon is.
He cannot 1v1 Rich at this point. It's
can't
just
even 1v1 the cannon minion
at
this point.
Oh my days! The rocket onto Aki. That's a tank. That's a Jarvan right there, and the rocket does half of his health. Rookie just keeps this up all day long. Rich is taking an inhib in the bottom side, and V5 are systematically destroying OMG. They're wiping them off of the map here. And I don't think there's anything OMG can do about it at this point. We've still got 40 seconds on this Baron. It's guaranteed that they get at least 2 inhibs. I'd say 3. And maybe they can force the game. But I think they might back away.
I mean, at this point, you just wait for the super minions and it's basically a done deal, right? They still have the Baron for 20 seconds. I feel like you could just back off, get the Baron recalls, wait for the super minions. You got Infernal Soul in a minute 40. OMG just cannot leave their base. Looks like they're going to try and stay for now and push things in. And like OMG might actually just need to take a fight as soon as possible before the Baron minions get here.
Shanji's locked up. He's going to go down. Blasted apart by Rookie. And now the rest of the fight. Rookie saved by ppgod as well. And OMG just can't find a break in this one. Tower's so low. Rookie continuing to blast these rockets out. He still has the package, by the way. He's had this package the entire time that they've been fighting. And in the meantime, Photic just chilling on the back line. Rookie rips them apart. That's going to be game. That's going to be series for V5 as Abel is eradicated by Rookie. There is no chill as V5 smash OMG apart in the final fight.
Able to bounce back, and in particular, Rookie, after a rough game 1, dominating in this game 3. It was a back and forth, and OMG's got a hit because there were some critical moments where a different decision could have resulted in them potentially coming out ahead in that one. But V5 had the clutch factor at the end and managed to close it out with a hard-fought win.
Yeah, that was bonkers damage coming out from Rookie to